Ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to another edition of NASCAR 07 as we are Truck Series racing on our custom schedule season once again here today. We are at Watkins Glen International for the running of the Thunder Road 188 75 lap event here for tonight's full race NASCAR Truck Series live stream on a Wednesday night. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We get into tonight's coverage. Took the night off last night, mainly just to take the night off, take a breather. Haven't had a day off of streaming since I got back from Talladega, so to say I wasn't maybe a little bit jet lagged would be a little bit lying. We did end up streaming on Sunday still in the afternoon, even though I had originally scheduled to do the live commentary stream on Sunday for Dover. Obviously, with the race getting moved to Monday due to rain, we had the full live commentary stream on Monday, so I figured, you know what, I was at work yesterday too. I relaxed when I went home. But today, we are here. And we will have a doubleheader later this week as well to try to make up for that lost night stream on Friday night. But tonight, just one race. Watkins Glen, once again. We're halfway through the Truck Series season already. We're only 20 races, or this season I should say is only 20 races. We're already 10 of them through. And we had the points lead for 2 races after Ron Hornaday led in points the first 8 races of the season. He just retook the points lead after our second Daytona event last week. So now he comes in with a 56-point lead over Todd Bodine, which is the driver we are racing as because you guys, the fans, voted for me to race as Todd Bodine for the season. Not only that, but Todd Bodine, with being 56 points out of first, is tied for the most wins this year with Hans Good. Hans Good has finished 4th or better in each of the last 6 races. He has won 3 of them, and he is just coming off a 2nd place finish at Daytona. He is hot on these guys' tails. Bobby Hamilton Sr. just got his first win of the year at Daytona. He cut his points deficit from 206 to 153 in one race, so it's starting to turn into a 4-horse race for the championship here all of a sudden with only 10 races to go. And it's going to be fun to see what this next wild card race will bring. I'm sure we'll get quite a few yellows today. We did in the Cup race a couple weeks ago when we raced at Watkins Glen here. We had a lot of crashes in the bus stop / turn 5 area of the racetrack. I'm sure we will have that again today. No practice or qualifying from this one. We will be starting from the rear of the field. We'll see what Todd Bodine can do in 75 laps. Bobby Hamilton on the pole trying to go back-to-back. Green flag is in the air and we're racing once again. Mark DeMars, Wade Solinsky, Ice Demon King 92 Hammer. Everybody, thanks for tuning into the stream tonight. Bodine locking the brakes up to get down into the first turn. And he'll be side-by-side into the S's. This is a risky area of the track to go side-by-side. He took the 3-wide dive bomb initially, trying to get some spots out of it. Looks like it's going to work out for him for right now. Hopefully all goes well into the bus stop today. Oh, didn't go well for Todd Bodine initially as he got clipped. Getting into the bus stop, the 107 truck going to work his way to the inside of turn 5 underneath Bodine. That was not Bodine's fault. But it's a product of trying to go side by side into that corner. Contact between Bodine and the 107. That's going to allow Todd to clear finally. Into turn 6 they go. The 107 hard braking into the corner, but Todd Bodine was also hard braking and he gained 2 positions. Right back into 28th again. Door just got absolutely closed on him there off the exit of the corner. Nowhere to go. Another cut all the way down to the bottom. Locking those tires up down into the first turn. This time he didn't make contact with anybody. Although he has a bit of a wheel spin getting off the exit of the corner, now makes a little bit of contact. He's trying to get himself going back in the right direction. Again, more contact in the S's. Got to be careful here. Todd's car is very loose. I think he got aero loose from another truck. He is all over the place right now. .117 truck off the curb. Bodine saw that. He was trying to give him as much room as he could. Barely keeping it on the asphalt. Used a lot of that curbing on the outside of the corners there. Got to settle back in line. Once the field gets spaced apart a little bit here, I think we'll be okay. Mike George, also welcome into the stream. Wow, what a run. Turn 6 for jamming the brakes there. Tremendous quarter for Todd Bodine these first 2 laps of the race, so stuck in the outside 7, couldn't quite clear the 128 truck. A little bit of contact, it'll clear himself there. 2 laps in, though. Caution free through 2 laps. Down into the first start. He didn't lock the tires up that time. Maybe trying to save him a little bit. He does make a couple passes up to 24th. I would assume this is going to be a 2 pit stop race today. The Truck Series tends to have a little bit longer fuel window than the than the Cup and the Busch Series in this game. So I guess we'll see, but yeah, it does feel like the truck is definitely on the loose side, though. A little bit of contact with some trucks in front of him. Bodine saw that, but he kind of got held up once he got side by side with his teammate Ted Musgrave. Musgrave is going to have the advantage down on the bottom in turn 5 as well. Todd trying to give his teammate as much room as he could. Todd down on the bottom. And he is going to make the pass on Musgrave. Turn 6, definitely the best corner of the racetrack through these first 3 laps for Todd Bodine today. I don't remember picking up that much ground in turn 6 in the Cup race here. Todd chasing his truck down to the bottom of the track. Trying to break a little bit of a side draft, going back up a little bit. 3 wide on the bottom. Trying to give Legacy a little bit of room. He didn't want to completely cram it in there. Todd being very patient through the S's. He doesn't want to be side by side through there anymore. He got really loose on lap 2, tried to go through there side by side. Might have backed out of it a little too much. Might have some pressure to the inside of him going into the bus stop. Here comes the 134, jamming it. Going a bit wide, hanging on to it. Bodine beats him back through the shifts. Beat him back into 3rd gear at least. Tell you what, this track has its dangers on this game. Found that out in the Cup race. There was cartage everywhere. What we end up having, like 9 cautions in that race. I'd not be shocked if we have, maybe not quite as many here because we have 15 less laps. Although the first 4 laps, despite there being contact here and there, mainly in those first 2 laps of the race, things a little bit more calm now. Legacy with a pretty big block off the exit of turn 7 on Todd Bodine. Now he cuts to the inside. There's David Reagan. It's going to be a tough pass. Reagan is a rival from Daytona. Yeah, that is not going to be an easy pass. May have to just wait till turn 6, and there's the slide. No contact was made there, but Bodine definitely got loose, and then he ended up making contact as he regrouped himself back onto the track. Made that contact with the 04 of Scott Legacy Jr. Hours from Kansas, so you're on the way down already? Enjoy your vacation, man. There we go. It looked like that car on the outside kind of gave Bodine the positioning down on the bottom to try to make that pass. David Reagan also passed that truck. So Todd Bodine is right back to being right behind the 6 again. Yeah, definitely got to stay close behind him and then just try to get into turn 6. Reagan's got to run. He drove it in a lot deeper than Todd Bodine did there. Now he's going to really try to roll through turn 5 well, stay in the draft behind the 6 off the exit of this corner. And he's closer. If he can get enough of a run, he's definitely got a run coming after Reagan. He's going to pull out of line. locking the tires up. He just wanted to make sure he was going to clear Reagan. He cleared Reagan and the 101 and the 126. 3 trucks in one corner for Todd Bodine. Cuts to the inside of Eric Darnell in the 99 now for 14th place on the racetrack, and he may have him going into turn 1. Fastest lap of the day for Todd Bodine that last time. Todd cutting through the field. 7 laps in, 36 to 13th. Bobby Hamilton has led them all so far. Phil Moore, welcome into the stream. I was slipping and sliding through the bus stop. Wasn't as drastic that time, but I could definitely feel the rear tires were working. This truck is a handful right now. The Cup car wasn't that bad, honestly. Finished 3rd in the Cup race with Mark Martin here a couple weeks ago. Big move by the 191 to the inside of the 101. I guess that wasn't one of the trucks I passed. I was thinking it was. Unless he got back around me when I wasn't paying attention. Bodine bodied his way underneath him to make the pass. Side by side right in front of Todd. Todd is going to go down into turn 1 with a run. Oh my goodness, 3 wide into the corner. Contact with the 191 truck, and wide they go. Struggling to pick the gears back up again as they went off the exit of the corner. A little late getting back through the shifts. The 191 is coming for retribution. Oh, look out, look out. Todd drifted wide. He's not been able to run side by side in the bus stop and the S's so far today. He's definitely struggled there. Desperately trying not to do that. Side by side behind him, so allowed Todd to pull away a little bit. Alan Barkley, thanks for tuning in. Todd trying to get the spot back. Oh my gosh, I just cleaned him out. I feel bad about that one. I just Ross Chastained him. Just Chastained his ass. We're good. No caution. We stay green. Feel bad for Bo Phillips on that one. He did not deserve that. I was pushing way too hard trying to get underneath him. He had a bigger run than what I thought, and I couldn't get underneath him as quickly as I was some other drivers earlier. I think it's when they're in traffic they check up a little earlier going into turn 6, but when there's no traffic around them, they run that corner pretty quickly. And that was kind of what happened there, and I wasn't prepared for it because I haven't been in that kind of a situation yet. Trying to pass a truck kind of all by themselves. So we got up to 13th pretty quick, but we've stalled out. Still haven't made our way into the top 10 yet. And it's going to be a while to get up through the field. Again, I'd imagine there's going to be some cautions today, but if for some reason we don't get a yellow, it's going to be tough to catch those leaders in this event. Todd Bodine going a bit wide there. Run on Todd Bodine, kind of lock the tires up just a little bit, just mainly trying to keep it off of him. He didn't want to do to Peters what did to Phillips there a couple laps ago in turn 6. Honestly, after this group of 4 cars in front of Todd Bodine, I don't see anybody for a little bit. I mean, I see a couple of trucks like way up the way, but there's quite a big gap being built up right now between, what is that, like the 7th and 8th place trucks? Nobody can get around this guy. The 101 going to try to make a pass on the 105. Bodine's got a big run underneath Timothy. Peters squeezes to the inside in turn 5. Really the first time Bodine's going to try to make a pass on the bottom in turn 5 today, and it worked out cleanly at that. Clears him. Trying to block now. Todd Bodine in the top 10 for the first time today. How about that? And looking to the inside of the 101. Pass made for 9th. Juanita Luna, thanks for tuning in. Bobby Hamilton didn't dominate Daytona, but he led a lot at the end of the race and pulled away for the most part to getting the win. Halfway out of gas. Maybe looking like a 3-stop race today then. So I guess the Truck Series has bigger fuel windows than any other series in this game except for on road courses potentially. This is the only road course race on this custom schedule season. We do not go to Old Spice Speedway on the truck custom schedule season, with it only being 20 races. That is not one of the tracks. It's the only road course race of the year. Didn't quite hook the bottom up that time at turn 6. Patient to try to get back to the gas off of turn 7, and it worked out. Really rolled the center of the corner very well. And a block as he's clear before going back down into turn 1 again. Oh boy, that was a power slide. I was sliding the rear tires, but the grass kind of straightened me out a little bit. It actually kind of worked. I thought I was going to spin around, honestly. If I would have gotten back into the gas at any moment there, I probably would have spun out. James Pascal, welcome to the stream. Oh! I overcooked it. I thought I was going to eat that wall. Wow. That was a moment right there for Todd Bodine. My heart just skipped a beat there for a second. I thought I straight lined it going into the corner. I couldn't get it to turn, and then when I did get it to turn, I just missed the guardrail, lost a spot going through the grass. No time gain with the cut. Lost time to the 105. Bodine hard on those tires into the braking zone at turn 6 again. He's done that a few times today. Trying to get this spot back. Big block, and almost sent him into the inside wall on the front stretch. Oh my goodness. That was a terrible block by that truck right in front of Todd Bodine. And he nearly almost had his race come to an end there. That's twice in one lap he nearly hit a wall head on. That one was nothing of his own doing, though, compared to the bus stop. Yeah, that was more of a save than the one before. One before, I just kind of had an errant corner, and here comes the 101. Side by side into a corner he probably shouldn't go side by side through, but we're going to try it. Oh, going up the hill. Dang it. I got my rhythm broken there after that contact last lap, and now I can't get back into it again. 191 down on the bottom. Bodine trying not to give up too many more spots, knowing pit stops are coming up pretty soon for the most part. It was a pretty good launch off of that corner. Todd Bodine trying to side draft the 101. Oh, into turn 1. I had a few of them that lap, I guess. Yeah, there was like 3 separate moments in one lap I had. Side by side, right behind the 30 truck as they go into the bus stop. Pushing a little bit wide, and a big block as he enters turn 5 to the outside, then back to the inside. Man, oh man, oh man. 2 stops or 3, it's probably looking like a 3-stop race. I'd say it's a 3-stopper. Got back up to the 105 again. Battle for 8th going on track. I will say, out of all the series on this game, I'm having more fun with the truck series because of how competitive the season's been, and with the shorter season. I think I might have said this in the last race too. With the shorter season and shorter races, obviously too, it is tight. Full season points format. I mean, we have to perform every race. I finished in the first 10 races of the season outside the top 10 only 3 times. 2 at Daytona and then at Milwaukee in the second race of the year as well. But yeah, we're second in points, only having 3 finishes outside the top 10. I think my average finish is like a 10.4 coming into this race today, and still, you know, we're 56 points out of first from Rotten Hornaday, so we just got to keep digging, hope for the best. Todd Bodine's got to run on the 105. Gets to the inside, trying to free himself up a little bit of space down on the bottom lane into turn 1. And he does. Beautifully done there to make the pass back to 8th place again. And the same truck he tried to pass a long while ago from what it seems now is the 136. We nearly blocked him into the wall off turn 7 on the main straightaway. Todd finally catching back up to him again after he lost a couple positions from having to check up a few times that lap. I will say when I hit the curb, it feels like it straightens me. I wouldn't say straightens me out, but it almost feels like it gives me more grip. The curbs are very flat at the Watkins Glen in this game versus maybe what they're at in real life now. Braking early. There was no way I was going to get underneath him. Big block job by this fantasy driver once again. Who is that anyway? Johnson? Some guy with the last name is the great one. Todd going all the way to the bottom again as he gets blocked. This 136 is, he's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I'm trying to race him clean. Even though he didn't really race me clean a while back. We're going to have... Oh my gosh, dude, give me room. Look at this. I'm on the white line already. I forced my way up that time. I forced my way up because he was not giving me any room. I was down on the white line trying to make the corner, and he was literally making contact on the left side of my door. Wow, he's all over my bumper. Like he wheel hopped it getting into the bus stop. Todd Bodine's going to be clear. Finally going to get away from this guy. 7th place. Race high. 17 laps so far for this 30 truck of Todd Bodine. Bobby Hamilton is absolutely obliterating the field right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is dominating this race. Todd Bodine locking those tires up just a skosh at turn 6. We will be coming to pit stops very, very soon. I didn't mean to do that. I haven't really paid attention to what my interval time is off the lead. I'll have to look at that next time we cross the start-finish line. I went to lap 11, so we could probably go at least 20 laps on fuel. I think I'm going to pit at lap 20, to be completely honest. Maybe try to short pit, get some track position. Surprise, though, caution free at Watkins Glen in an EA Sports game, which we usually have a lot of cautions in any series that we've raced in the prior 3 games on the channel from the EA Sports side of things. This is the 4th in the Cup race. We had 9 yellows, so I mean, honestly, I was expecting anywhere in the ballpark between 6 to 7 cautions today, and we just haven't gotten that. Pretty big run down on the bottom. This truck may be pitting. Nope, he is not. He overdrove the corner up into the wall, and Bodine got into him as a result. He tried to squirt away, but that truck ended up into the outside wall, so as Bodine was working his way up the track naturally, he had really nowhere to go. It is going to allow him to get to 6th place, though. So I guess it kind of worked out, even though he had to trade a little paint involuntarily. 3 wins on the year, but not in the last 4 races for Todd Bodine. He won 3 out of 4 in a stretch before not winning in the last 4, and obviously again coming off that second worst finish of the year at Daytona where he finished 29th, really trying to pick it up in this one. Yeah, there it goes. Got a little loose again. Smacked the guardrail on the inside of turn 5 there. We're going to pit next time. It's my last lap on these tires. Going to make it worthy. 8.8 seconds off the lead. Going to try to pick up as much time as I can here. We're going to be locking the brakes like all the hard corners. So first of 3 pit stops coming up. Todd may have a chance to get into the top 5. He's got a pretty big run. He's not going to try to make the pass here, though. Oh, slides. Maybe he will. That was tight racing. They're still side by side. And we've got a drag race heading into turn 6. Gonna push it hard though, down on the bottom. Locks him up. He's got it clear so he can pit this time, and he does clear. Great move. And Todd Bodine will move himself into 5th place, and he'll be the first driver to hit pit road. Have to make sure he does not speed. He will not. 4 tires and fuel. Oh, man. And we are going to try to help the right-handed turns out just a little bit, making a 1 round of wedge adjustment. By taking a wedge out, it'll probably free us up even more in the left-handed corners, but there's so many right-handed turns on this track that I think we'll be okay. And if it's not okay, we'll put it back to the way it was and maybe, you know, try to balance the truck off of it, but that's the adjustment we'll make here. The only left-hander I really have to worry about is getting out of the bus stop and getting in that second cut out in the middle of the S's. There's really 2 very, you know, very slight left-handed turns on this track, mostly rights though, so I think that'll work for Todd Bodine. And the leaders will be pitting this time, so hopefully by pitting 1 lap early, yeah, that left-handed turn right there. It feels good in clean air. I don't know how it's going to feel stuck behind other trucks or in traffic, somebody right behind me, but in clean air it feels fine. Got to get 8.8 seconds gained somehow. Bobby Hamilton stayed out again, so that's going to be at least 2 laps that Todd Bodine's going to have on him from a tire advantage. Cooking these tires pretty hard. It's definitely not going to help the handling in the long run if I do that every lap. He's kind of doing it off and on during that last run. We'll alternate through the different camera angles here for the first time in the race today. There's Ron Hornaday in the 33, who has not led. Good thing he pitted before Bobby Hamilton. Bodine has not seen him this whole race yet. I mean, honestly, the truck feels better in clean air. I didn't really have much clean air before. Not going to have clean air for long if we catch the 33 of Ron Hornaday, though. But see what we can do. We get as close to that inside wall as possible without touching it. Great job. Curbing kind of helped the Truck stayed glued to the track there. Massive, massive run. Almost got into the back of the 33. It's almost too good of a run. But by driving it in that deep, Hornaday easily won the race back to the gas. I guess turn 6 being a left-handed corner. I didn't really think about that. That was the best corner for this 33 truck earlier in the race. Not sure if it's still going to be his best corner or not. And he is all over the back of the 33 of Ron Hornaday. Ron definitely beat him through the shifts. Getting into the S's, climbing up that hill. Bobby Hamilton's still going. Is he going to try to make this in 2 stops? I mean, there's a chance he could. If he can go 25 laps, we're looking at Bobby Hamilton maybe trying to win this race on fuel mileage. That'd be something. There's the dive. Turn 6. A squeeze. And a clearance. Into 7. Holds the bottom again. Bodine goes wide. And Todd Bodine will pass the points leader. He's going to protect the bottom. Ron's got to run to the top. No chance he was going to get by Hornaday there. Bobby Hamilton is coming in. Maybe this time he is. Oh, no. Yeah, got a little loose in the S's. I'm afraid it's going to get worse and worse throughout the run. We're only 4 laps in. We have burned through these tires pretty quickly. Yep, there's a bounce off the curb again. It is becoming too hard to handle. I think Hornaday's on the outside of Todd Bodine. No, he didn't quite get to the outside. He was close. Ted Musgrave's finally in. So everybody who did not pit is now on pit road. Todd Bodine just trying to give himself a little bit of clearance. He's pushing extremely hard. Not only to get to the 33, but after he passed him and now just trying to pull away from him. Straight line turn 1 just a little bit. Hans Good is going to come out with the lead. Talked about his hot streak coming into the day. He's probably the 4th of the 4 championship contenders right now. Hans Good leads this race for the first time after Bobby Hamilton leads the first 24 laps. About a lap shy per run on fuel to make it to the end for everybody who pitted that last time by. So, I mean, they could make it if they save a lap per these last 2 runs, but half a lap really each run. If they could do that, well, you can't really save a half a lap when you still have another couple stops left, I guess. So, yeah, they're going to have to save a lap a run compared to what they ran that first run out. So if we get any cautions, they have a good opportunity to make this race on 2 stops. But if we don't get a caution, and we do go caution-free this whole race, and I don't think they can make it. I just don't think they're going to be able to save enough. That last lap was Todd Bodine's quickest, so the adjustments have made the truck quicker, but the handling on it has obviously gone away slightly. I mean, it loses fast if you can hang on to it. It was loose at the start. It's gotten a bit looser in just a few corners. A couple slight corners and then turn 6. With the right-handed turns, the truck, in my opinion, is a little bit better. That's what's tough with the road course. It's tough to help the balance literally everywhere because every corner is so different. Especially mid-race, you know, trying to make adjustments because there's only so much you can do mid-race. Yeah, Hans Good trying to win his 4th race of the year. And he's trying to go for 4 wins in the last, what, 6 races if he wins this thing? And 7 straight finishes of 4th or better. 2nd or better in 5 of the last 7. I mean, he is on an unreal streak. And that's if he obviously finishes top 2 again today, which is leading mid-race. I mean, his pit crew obviously did a good job getting him the lead. It's his job to now just try to maintain that. I think anybody could have predicted the start of this race. Say, without a lot of cautions and bunching the field up together, it has obviously made the drive through the field 10 times harder. Got to 5th place before the end of that first run, but the leaders are still far ahead. We did cycle... Well, we didn't cycle ahead of Hornaday. We cycled closer to him by pitting a lap before Hornaday, and we pitted 4 laps, rather, before the 3 trucks that are ahead of the 30 still, so we gained a little bit of ground as a result there. That's probably the main reason why I'm not 8.8 seconds off the lead still, if I had to guess. I was even battling the 33 for like 2 of those 4 laps. Fastest lap of the day again for Ty Bodine. Yeah, 6.3 off the lead. I only gained a couple seconds. It's better than nothing, but it's just going to be so difficult. Long ways to go, though. A little over half the race left. If I get closer to the lead, I think I'm going to take that adjustment out of it. It's faster. It's just the sustainability on the long runs, excuse me, is what I don't like about it. As you can see, the left-handed turns, I'm struggling. I did catch a little bit of the grass, which didn't help on the inside of turn 6. I got just below that curbing, but obviously the reason why I did it is because, unfortunately, truck's a little looser. Just kind of pulled sooner down in that end of the racetrack. Well, 2/10 quicker than Hans Good that last lap. Obviously, Bodine's going to have to pit a little sooner than everybody else these last 2 runs. Go to Chicago street race. I want to. I only live 4 hours from Chicago. Eesh. It's what, 11 more times I've got to make it through turn 6. That's all. 11 more and we can get fresh tires back on this thing. We're quicker than the leader with this setup. It's just hoping I can get enough grip, especially turn 6. That's going to be, that went from our best corner to our worst corner with this setup change. But we're faster because there's so many right-handed turns on this track. That didn't help. That was that slight left-handed corner once again, though. Michael Turner, welcome into the stream. Left rear could just stay in the green to the end of the run. That'd be beautiful. I guess technically it'd be the right rear that'd be wearing out because it's left-handed turns where I'm having this issue. Silent Owl Scribe, thanks for tuning in. 45 laps to go, still Watkins Glen tonight. Another 2/10 quicker. That last lap was Todd Bodine, and the race leader's out in front of him. Time to be gained, for sure, but halfway out of gas at this point of the run, so looking to go to lap 40 before pitting for the second time. 2 more pit stops for everybody left in this race yet. Yeah, I'm sure because of the, areas of the track, to see the racing, I would agree that it would probably be better on TV for that reason. The spectacle in and of itself is the reason why I want to be there. Same reason I'd like to go to North Wilkesboro in a couple of weeks, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Especially with going to the Indy 500 the week after that. Had my Christmas earlier for my grandpa this winter that I was going to purchase everything for the Indy 500 this year, hotel, tickets, so. Knowing that, what that'll run me. More than likely I won't be able to attend the All-Star race the week before for NASCAR. Stinks, I really want to be there. I was at North Wilkesboro a couple times when it was vacant, just to stop by, visit whatever. The caretaker was letting me look at the track. Love to see how far it actually has come. That curb did not help me grip up that time in the bus stop as he saw it turn drastically towards the left. Thought we were going to end up in a tire wall there for a second. It's a skatey race truck right now. I will say when I was at Road America, that was maybe the most disappointing race I've seen in person, at least where I sat in turn 1. Outside of restarts, which there weren't many, I think there was only 2 cautions for incident that day, and then stage breaks. Yeah, it wasn't really a lot that went down in that corner, unfortunately. Turn 5 probably would have been a little bit better to see, I'm sure. Seems like the action corner at Road America, but track is 4 miles, and you can only see a couple corners at a time, no matter what area of the racetrack you're on. Because there's so many hills, and it's 4 miles. Easy, thanks for tuning in. Todd Bodine trying to run down these other trucks yet in front of him. Slow grind trying to get through the field today. No cautions, surprisingly, at Watkins Glen. Now, this is a track. Cautions can definitely breed cautions in this game. We know road course racing in NASCAR, we know that could be the case. But this game in particular, not even just this game, the EA Sports games, there tends to be cautions a lot at Watkins Glen from what we've seen in the past. But today has been, a clean race, really. Which is very surprising. There was a couple of sketchy moments those first dozen laps or so, and everybody was packed together, but we actually got the green flag pit stops. It's really broken the field apart. It's going to create a tougher time for there to be any cautions. Unless we get a mechanical failure or something of that nature, which isn't impossible because I don't think we've seen one yet. Got 15 people watching. Appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. Happy hump day to everybody. Got 11 likes on the stream. If you haven't hit that like button yet, make sure you do so. A 4.9 seconds off the lead. Bill Lester's the next truck up in front of him. So Bobby Hamilton started on the pole for anybody wondering today. He led the first 24 laps. Then we went to green flag pit stops. And Hans Good actually cycled out with the lead. He pitted at the same time as Bobby Hamilton. Leapfrog, probably a combination of a slow stop on the 18 and a very fast stop for the 180. This 180 truck. I thought he was going to win at Daytona until we got a late caution with less than 20 to go. And a restart, Bobby Hamilton took the lead and actually pulled away from him. And Hans Good ended up finishing second instead. To go this time by. Trying to get whatever draft he can off of Lester in front of him. Bodine really digging right now, trying to get to Bill Lester. Really digging. Definitely within striking distance. 3.7 back. Into the first turn. A lot wider entrance. Cut down to the bottom. Can he clear getting into the S's though? A little bit of contact. But he is going to be clear. Big question is though, could Lester have a chance to get back alongside of him? The trucks in the top 10 specifically, Bodine's having a lot harder time trying to pull away from. That was a massive power slide. Oh my gosh. Trucks all over the place. Done that at the bus stop infrequently here on this long run. Todd trying to pull away. Two times in a row in turn 6, he's really locked those tires up. Not going down to try to break the draft here. I think Lester was expecting him to. He went towards the bottom. Todd going down to try to protect as he remains there. Well, it was an aggressive move to make sure he was going to clear Lester. He just did not want to be side by side in the SS with this looser race truck. He hasn't really had to deal with much dirty air. Very start of the run and maybe closer here to the very end, but a lot of that middle portion, that big meat segment of that run, clean air definitely allowed him to try to save those tires a bit. It looked like Lester lost some ground in the bus stop. I think he hit the curb and bounced a little wide. going into the corner there. And Todd Bodine is easily clear as a result. Yeah, Bobby Hamilton's in second up ahead. We're gaining ground. 2.7 seconds off the lead. Bodine will pit at lap 40 for the second time today. We're having a nice little drive. Should come out with clean air again, I would have to imagine. First few laps after the pit stop. Those last laps of the run definitely going to be pushing it really hard again. Bodine will stay out this time by, and then he will pit. Just has to go one more lap through turn 6 before changing tires. Two and a half seconds off the lead, another 0.2 quicker than the leader. I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments during this stop, to be completely honest. So about to get through 2 sets of green flag pit stops here at Watkins Glen today. Without a caution. We are just past halfway through the race as well, which we just hit 2 laps ago. So half the race has gone caution-free to start. We've had a couple caution-free truck races, 100% race and then a 50% race. If we do go caution-free, I think we're going to catch lap traffic before the end. Haven't had any to this point. We'll be catching it soon, and here comes the second stop at the line. Well, I should say at the pit entrance here off of turn 7. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for Todd Bodine. No adjustments here on this second stop of the day. Just cashed out my FanDuel for this weekend. For whatever reason, it was taking like 2 days. Usually I've been getting my money back within like 30 minutes. And I didn't get it back until like today. I guess I just got uploaded, another 30, or got an email about 30 minutes. So whenever that email was sent out. Get up to speed in the S's. 24th place is where Todd Bodine will run following his green flag pit stop. Fresh tires back on this baby once again. And we'll be waiting on the rest of the field to hit their stops. And asking if I was going to make adjustments. Yeah. Honestly, it's fast. Very, very fast. Main reason I really don't want to make any adjustments, to be completely honest. Caught Scott Lagasse Jr. Nobody pitted that last time by. Probably start to see green flag pit stops again here. If somehow Bobby Hamilton, who has, by the way, just taken the lead away from Hans Good. I think Hans Good may have just pitted that last time by. Todd Bodine trying to make a pass on Scott Lagasse Jr. in the bus stop. Lagasse hits the curb. Todd saw that. He tried to give him room, and they can't make it all the way through the corner without contact. Honestly, no surprise there that that happened because that was, that's tough to go side by side through the bus stop there. And no accident, luckily. Maybe Hans Good didn't pit, and Bobby Hamilton just flat out ran him down. That is possible. Definitely not impossible. And the next truck up ahead of Todd Bodine will be his teammate, Ted Musgrave. Not going to be able to get alongside of him through turn 1. No intentions of trying to get side by side into the S's. Yeah, we're stuck in traffic this time on the fresher tires, where earlier in the race it was not the case. Great move. Todd Bodine clears Ted Musgrave. I think Musgrave ended up, yeah, he hit the curb and went wide. Same thing that happened to Lagasse the lap before. But obviously not going side by side with another truck. He was able to at least keep it on the asphalt. Which Lagasse did too, but it was only because he bounced into the 30, which kind of straightened him out. Gotta be watching trucks up ahead. Potentially pitting. A pit stop coming this time from the truck right in front of Todd Bodine. Bodine looking low. I think he was quite close enough. Just ran his fastest lap, even in traffic here with these fresh tires. Tires definitely matter on road courses, I'll tell you that much. Whoever said tires don't matter on road courses, I think are lying. As long as we clear those trucks getting into the bus stop, I'm okay. Just 3 laps in a row, I've cleared a truck for getting side by side with them off the S's getting into there, so definitely works. Bodine locking those brakes up as he gets into turn 6 to get by the 126. All clear. Not sure if that truck will be coming into the pits this time or not. They do not. Wow, 113.562 that last lap for Todd Bodine. Quickest lap of the day. He's got into the 73-second lap barrier. Bodine to the inside of the 6 of David Reagan. They'll be side by side into the S's. Not a good place to be side by side with a rival, or just a truck in general. There in the bus stop. Reagan kind of beat him back to the accelerator and cleared Bodine. They gave each other quite a bit of room. I can't believe he accelerated that much quicker than us there. Oh boy, overdrove it there. Reagan go wide in 6. I think he's pitting this time. Looking lower into turn 7 as well. Yeah, he's okay. I was gonna say, man, way I drove around him on the outside like that. It was because he was pitting. Bodine getting a big run in the draft behind the 47 truck of Craig Kinzer. Waiting to see where Todd Bodine will cycle. He was in 3rd place when he pitted. He was in 5th place when he pitted the first time. Still came out at 5th, but was able to close the gap and quickly got by Hornaday for 4th. Now he's side by side in the SS with Craig Kinzer, so not gonna be able to do that either. Just can't get the acceleration needed off of turn 1 during this run anymore. Bobby Hamilton still hasn't pit. There are 9 trucks in front of Todd Bodine that have to hit pit road. And they are trying to stretch it. I think Bobby Hamilton just stayed out of the pits again. Down to 30 laps left. They have to make it to 20 to go, which would be lap 55. Or sorry, lap 50, which would be 25 to go, to make it on 2 stops. So we'll see what Bobby Hamilton could do. Bodine in turn 6 gets by Craig Kinzer for 9th. Kinzer will pit this time as Bodine got around him. First of the leaders that have pitted to get around that truck. I think Heinz Good potentially blew an engine. There was one truck that blew a motor and made it to pit road, and I think it might have been Good. Only because Hamilton took the lead when I saw that truck down there. We'll find out for sure if that actually happened or not. It would have been a lap after Bodine pitted. Should have been lap 41. Hamilton staying out again. Lap 48 at the line. No chance we win this race if Bobby Hamilton makes it in 2 stops. Even with a splash and go, 0 chance. It's just too much time to try to gain. Oh boy. Eric Darnell pitting. Ted Musgrave into the pits. 6th place where Todd Bodine runs. As he waits on the 18 truck to hit pit road. Really the 5 trucks that are in front of him to hit pit road. He's nowhere close to the 5th place truck. No sight of anybody in front of the 30. I'm curious to know if we'll actually catch lap traffic during this next fuel stint or if it'll be after the 3rd stop. We'll definitely be catching them before the end of the race if we stay caution-free. That's the big if. Bobby Hamilton again staying out, lap 49. So he has gone 25 laps this run. He only went 24 laps the last run, but 25 laps this run for Hamilton. So if he saves a lap on either this run or the final run, he will be able to make it. Which is absolutely unbelievable if that is going to be the case. Todd Bodine pushing hard down towards turn 1. Hamilton's coming in. Stand out a lot longer than Todd Bodine, so this may allow Todd to get to the lead. We'll see. Just about to head into turn 6 is Todd Bodine. Pressing hard into turn 6. Pitted 9 laps before Bobby Hamilton. There it is, lap 50. Bobby Hamilton in his pit box still easily Todd Bodine pitting 9 laps before Bobby Hamilton will take the lead. And it's not even really that close. So, Todd Bodine, for the first time today, leads this race with approximately 25 laps to go this time by. Bobby Hamilton will end up leading the most in this race because there's no chance. He'll have 24 laps the first run plus however many laps, 8 or 9 laps there before he pitted. So definitely not going to be able to lead enough if you're Todd Bodine. He will get 5 bonus points for leading this lap. And the hope is that Bobby Hamilton doesn't make it on field the rest of the way. He has to go 25 laps. He went 25, really technically 25 that last run. By the time he came out of the pits, he'd have to go 26 then to the end. So 26 laps to get to the finish here for Todd Bodine. It's doable. Just have to wait and see. .3 seconds ahead is Todd Bodine right now. If we get a caution, it's going to be interesting to see who maybe stays out trying to get track position that maybe can make it, because there were 5 trucks that pitted the same time as Bobby Hamilton. By the time Bodine got to the start-finish line, though, the only one that was still ahead of him was Bobby Hamilton. NASCAR Vintage 17, thanks for tuning in. An easy consumption of the race lead for Todd Bodine through green flag pit stops. Again, he pitted 9 laps before to take the lead. He is scheduled to pit on either lap 60 or lap 65 if he really wants to, because... Sorry, lap 60 or lap 55. Can't go any further than lap 60, though. But 55 will open up the field window to the end of this thing. See, the thing is, though, is Bobby Hamilton's got fresher tires now. Todd Bodine burning his off going down into turn 1 again. Hasn't done it as much this run, though. We are going to take our first of 2 field passes in this race today in the late going. We will transfer back to the 9 truck of Ted Musgrave, this time by at the line. With the clean air, it's nice to have, but knowing that you can't get 10 bonus points if you're Todd Bodine, I think you have to potentially short pit this final stop. To pit or not to pit, though, for tires is going to be the question. I don't think he can win this race taking fuel only, especially as hard as he's cooking the tires right now, but I guess you just don't know until you try. He locked into a second place run, pitting. It's just trying to beat Bobby Hamilton is going to be the big question mark. I don't know. Ted Musgrave in 21st right now. Always amazed at the sensation of speed in this game. Yeah, I think the older graphics do make it look like you're going a little faster, doesn't it? Musgrave's got a big run. Looking low. 48 seconds off the lead. That truck is absolutely hanging on Ted Musgrave there. Did not give me a lot of room to try to clear. Musgrave got the pass. Musgrave's truck is a lot more stable than Bodine's, but obviously it's because he's not as fast. Because obviously being back at 20th, he didn't qualify particularly well, but Hasn't gained a whole lot of those spots back yet in this one. Pass for 19th made. Looking for our third caution-free race of the season already in the Truck Series. We haven't even had one in the Busch or the Cup side yet. If we get any at all, really. Fuel mileage race for really just Bobby Hamilton to try to win this thing. Whoops. Oh, don't wreck it, don't wreck it. One wall to the other. Yeah, it looks like there's two drivers that have blown an engine now. If Bobby Hamilton blew an engine, that'd be great. I don't think he has, though. Oh, David Reagan going wide. The bus stop, he's off into the grass. I think he kept it out of the sand. He's not going to lose a spot. The truck trying to get around him got to him, but not until the outside of turn 5. Musgrave has a run on both trucks. He didn't make that mistake in the S's. He might have had a chance to pass them both. 3 wide. They're going to try to split Reagan. Contact there. As Musgrave battles his way to 17th. We'll go back to Ty Bodine in front of the field once again. Goes the back way through. .8-second lead. That lead is definitely shrinking just a bit. .20 laps left. Ty Bodine can pit at any point if he wants. Plan is going to be to stay out again. At least long enough to drive his Musgrave for a few more laps again. That's a power slide. We've got a truck blowing up. Bill Lester, tough break. Lester was in 3rd. Just blew an engine trying to get back to pit road right now with 20 laps to go. Will he be able to make it back to pit road without a caution would be the question. To Musgrave we go. Might as well just go the rest of this run, I guess, at this point. Musgrave side by side with the 6. I'm not controlling him here. I do not want to control him nearly side by side into the bus stop. Let him try to work itself out on its own. See if we can get a run on him going into turn 6 potentially here. Got a run to the outside. Cut to the bottom as they zigzag a bit. Same spot he got around him a couple laps ago. He's going to get around him again. 16th place. Big hop off the curb on the inside for Reagan. Goes a bit wide. Almost got into the wall, getting back to the throttle. So 2 laps of Ted Musgrave. And we will go back as Todd Bodine for the remainder of this one. Who leads the race right now, but we are looking at a potential fuel mileage win for Bobby Hamilton. He's got to go 26 laps. He went 24 laps first run, 25 the second. If he can go all the way to the end, 26, then he will win this race. But he's got to get there first. It's not going to be easy. Power sliding with Ted Musgrave. Time of the grandstand's open. Oh, jeez, I have no clue. I mean, I was there in the fall, so that... I want to say the race for the Cup Series, I think it started at 2 local time, which I think is the same time it starts this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Central Time. I didn't get there right when it opened, though. I got there like 3 hours early, though, I want to say. I usually don't get there like right as the gates open. I don't get there that early. If I had a media pass, I would potentially do that to try to get driver interviews and stuff, but I haven't gotten that opportunity yet, so. I'm gonna take my time going from the hotel to the track. Musgrave, not one of those trucks that can make it upfield to the end either. He's going to pass Craig Kinzer for 15th, it looks like here. Nice move. Gonna block Craig just a bit. We'll drive back as Todd Bodine for the rest of the race. Todd can go one more lap on fuel, so might as well just take it. Lap 60. 3 trucks have DNF for engine failures. 4-second lead over Bobby Hamilton. It was about 8 seconds when he first came out of the pits, but he's on 9-lap older tires than Hamilton, who pitted way later than him. And he may not have to pit again the rest of the race. We'll have 15 laps to go when Todd Bodine comes out of the pits. And there is a chance that he goes fuel only and tries to push it to catch Bobby Hamilton. I say try it. Well, we're only 4 seconds ahead of him, though. So it doesn't make any sense. Like, we did that. I mean, if you ran out on the last lap, we'd catch him sooner. That'd be the only thing that would really do. Yeah, we gotta take tires here. Almost sped. That was close. Trying to get all we could. Got to pit road. Have to take tires. I have to. 4 tires and fuel. If I didn't take tires, then we were probably looking at... If we had a late caution and I didn't take tires, that would have really hurt me. And we were only 4 seconds ahead, so it wasn't like we were going to jump him. I feel bad for Hans Good. He was in the race for the championship. Maybe not anymore. 9 races left and having this DNF. His 4th of points. Right around 200 back coming in. 206 back to be exact. I mean, Hamilton cut it from 206 last race to 153 with a win, and he was leading when he blew an engine. Tough break. Got 5 bonus points, but not going to be great for him, all things considered here. Side by side in the bus stop right in front of Todd Bodine. Both trucks keeping it on track. Todd got passed by those guys as he was trying to get up to speed. 13th place is where Todd runs currently. It's going to be a second place finish at best for Todd, or sorry, I should say at least for Todd Bodine here to the finish of this race. The only chance he has of winning is if Bobby Hamilton can't make it upfield to the end, and it is going to be close, so you'll want to stick around here for the finish of this race. Bobby could go one lap longer than he's gone the last couple runs. He has a chance to make it. Todd side drafting on the outside. Made a pass off turn 7 on the 110. Trying to do the same here on the 134. As they hold door to door. Slight bit of contact. Pass made though. Wanted to make sure he was going to clear getting into the S's, and he did. There's no adjustments, by the way, on Todd Bodine's race truck. He's got much fresher tires than these guys, which allowed him to get to the outside when he did. Trying to overtake the bottom. Had to lock the tires up. Timothy Peters blocked heavily, but Peters goes a bit wide. Bodine beats him back to the gas. He's going to be on the outside in turn 5. I'm crowding him a little bit. I say, get off my corner panel. I've got places to go. Caution would be interesting for Bobby Hamilton, because if he pits, if everybody pits, Todd Bodine definitely staying out, because he's already made his last stop. He's on the lead lap still, obviously, as a result. If you're Todd Bodine, you have to stay out to the finish of this race. You will have slightly older tires, but it's your best chance of winning, because if you were to pit now, unless you gain half dozen positions, you're really not going to be able to get to the lead on the restart. How long it took for him just to get by Bobby Hamilton earlier in the day. Goes another 106 truck for 9th. Big time side draft off of turn 7. 36 seconds off the lead. And Bobby Hamilton knows he only has to race Todd Bodine to the end of this thing. I mean, you might as well back it way up, try to save that extra lap of fuel you need to make it to the end. And he's in good position, I'd say. He's got all the time in the world. I mean, look at the lead he's got on the track map. He's got one other driver within close proximity. I think it'd be Ron Hornaday with the engine failures to Hans Good and Bill Lester. That will get Hornaday a slightly better finish. He would have been 5th out of those trucks, but now he's going to end up 3rd, so the points increment that Bodine has to potentially gain on Hornaday is a lot less. We know Hornaday can't make it to the end, nowhere close, so he'll definitely have to pit. Lockup of those tires again, getting into turn 6. Todd Bodine won 0 chance of this race slipping away from him. 11 laps to go. It's out of his hands. I mean, we've already seen 2 of the top 3 blow engines today. I think Hans Good pitted the same lap as Bobby Hamilton earlier in the race, so who knows, maybe he could be in contention for another win on fuel mileage as well. Because he was ahead of Bobby Hamilton, I mean, who's to say that we would have even been ahead of him pitting when we did? Ten to go for Bobby Hamilton. And Bodine just getting into turn 7. See exactly where he's at on the track when he crosses the start-finish line compared to Bobby Hamilton. It looks like Bobby Hamilton is in the bus stop as Bodine gets to the start-finish line. Really wide off there in turn 1. Todd wants to get as many spots as possible just in case more drivers can make it on fuel. Which, I mean, again, he should be able to get to second, I would have to say, regardless, based off of where everybody else on track was anyway. Slight wall tap there. And it's definitely going to come down to the last lap. He's either going to run out trying to make it on the last lap, he's going to pit, come into the white flag, or he's going to make it to the end without running out. It's one of those three. But it will come down to at least come into that white flag before Bobby Hamilton potentially pits or does not pit. How much is he backing up? And I'm surprised, by the way, that the leaders haven't caught lap traffic at all in today's race. That is insane. We've got some trucks finally hitting pit road up ahead of Todd Bodine. Obviously, we know Bobby Hamilton's not one of them. And he won't be, at least for a little while. But I'm just going to have to try to keep a close eye on some of the trucks up in front of him, potentially pitting. Nobody directly in front of him will pit that time. Up to 6th. He's got 2 trucks right in front of him for position. I'm not sure if he'll have some before or after they pit. There is a lap truck that is coming out of the pits trying to get up to speed into the S. It's right in front of the 164. Yeah, Hornaday just pitted, by the way, that last time. He would have been the truck anywhere somewhat close to Bobby Hamilton. Look at the gap Hamilton's got back to the current second-place truck. Side by side in the bus stop. Oh, contact between those trucks. Again, one of them a lap down. Then the 164 is there. Todd Bodine's got fresh tires, cutting to the inside. Boy, oh boy, 3 wide. Yeah, that was risky. Oh boy, big run. Nowhere to go with it. Still side by side. Through the S's, I do believe. 164 holding on strong. Smart thing's probably just going to be to just wait till he pits at this point. Oh, that might be an opportunity. Hang on. Nice, still side by side though. Oh, there's a little slam, I think. Definitely felt like the truck jolted up the track a bit. He's pitting that time. Fourth place. 6 to go. He's still there? Good grief, guy. God bless America. Five laps left for Bobby Hamilton as we run. Matthew Dordo Bruno, welcome to the stream. A fuel mileage race at Watkins Glen. So you typically see at road courses if they can go caution free. Well, today we are actually going caution free. Just resulted in this race coming down to the way it is looking. 164 truck going to stay out again. Like Ted Musgrave just now coming out of the pits. We are down to 5 to go. Fourth place is where Ty Bodine runs. The second and third place trucks are just up in front of him. And then that monstrous gap, obviously, back to Bobby Hamilton. Plenty of gas to make it to the end here for Bodine. He's already pitted his third time. We're close to making it to the end. He's gone 20 laps each run. And then that would be 15 laps to the finish from there. A little bit wide goes the 164 this time. And on the outside is Todd Bodine trying to make the pass. I don't think he's a lap down on fresher tires. But he's holding on. It makes me think he kind of is. No, he is for position. For third. Unless he's thinking he can make it to the end. There's no way. Bobby Hamilton's like the only driver I'm thinking that could make it. Aaron Crocker at second. And then light years ahead is Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton trying to win back-to-back races for his first 2 wins of the season, races 10 and 11. Winning the second race out of 2 at Daytona on the year, and now trying to win today's race at Watkins Glen. See what he can do. That's a dive bomb there. A squeeze. Crocker actually lapped down. Todd muscles his way around the lap truck. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Just about turned myself there. Oh, man. I completely swiped across their front bumper. Three to go. At the line. Second place still on track. Bobby Hamilton still on track. Todd Bodine third. Can you imagine though if somehow Bobby Hamilton goes fuel only? I mean, he only has to go a lap or so if he does pit. So you'd imagine Todd Bodine will cycle out in front of him, but if he goes fuel only, there could be a chance that Hamilton could get to the lead. That'd really be about the only chance. It's a good thing Todd Bodine got ahead of this 117 truck when he did. Truck coming out of the pits. all over the tailgate of the 30. Push it a little wide, it looks. 2 to go for Bobby Hamilton. He stays out again. He's going to try to push it to the very end of this race. I think when you make it this far, you got to assume that he's coming in. The second place truck is now on pit road. It's Bobby Hamilton and Todd Bodine for the win at Watkins Glen, as we expected. Power slide there through turn 6 for Todd Bodine. I don't know. Out of his control. 34.1 seconds off the lead is Todd Bodine. Bobby Hamilton trying to go 26 laps if he runs out. In any way, does Todd Bodine have enough to get to him? Can Bobby Hamilton Sr. coast the rest of the way? Coming up on the white flag lap this time by. Hamilton just getting off of turn 7 as Bodine enters the bus stop. And Hamilton's in. He is in. Will he go fuel only? Trying to top off, or will Bodine be able to get out in front of him? White flag, 1 lap to go. It'd be a last lap pass for the win. Todd is absolutely digging right now. Yeah, pushing hard. Sliding those rear tires a bit off the exit of turn 6. Trying to get back to the gas as soon as possible. Bobby Hamilton still in his box. Still in his box. Now getting to the line is Bodine. Still there. And to the lead, Todd Bodine. A little bit of a late scare, but he will get to the lead. Bobby Hamilton will get out of pit road in second. And Bodine gonna win the race by short pitting. He cycles ahead of Bobby Hamilton on the second and third stops. Didn't have to pass him outright. Bobby Hamilton almost was the only driver to make this thing on 2 stops. That would have been something. He had the speed to go along with it. He could have backed it up that first run. He went 25 the last 2, but he only went 24 the first run. If he went 25 that opening run of the race, he definitely would have been capable of making it. Final time through 6 and 7. Todd Bodine will win his 4th race of the season, first in 4 races. It'll be the most wins of any truck driver now on the year. Claims the victory, didn't lead a lot. Didn't have the dominant truck of the day. Bobby Hamilton did, but he wins it on pit strategy. Sometimes you just got to gut it out. You're not always going to be the fastest, but sometimes you can outsmart the field. And luckily, with Bobby running long like he did, and he had the capability of making it to the end if he just would have ended up going that first run 25 laps like he did the last 2 runs. He obviously had enough to go 25. He just must have pushed it too hard at the start of the race. Banging the fenders in on this thing. The straightaway's not wide enough for me to try to do a burnout on it. It's a smoke show, though, I'll tell you that much. Let it burn. Oh, there we go. 11 laps led. All on strategy, but we got the win. Caution free at Watkins Glen. This is probably the last track on this game I would have expected a caution free race. Needed it to go caution free because Bobby Hamilton probably could have saved enough fuel if he did have just that 1 yellow. 48 laps led, by far the most for Hamilton. He started on the pole as well, but finished second. Had the dominant car, just couldn't get the win. Todd Bodine, 11 laps led, win from last. Unbelievable. Phillips finishes 3rd, Parker 4th, Ryan Hornaday finishes 5th place today, Johnson 6th, Carswell 7th, Jackson 8th, Davis 9th, and Fisher rounds out the top 10. I do believe Hornaday will still be in the lead. He did not lead a lap, so that's big. We have 5 bonus points, get the win. He didn't lead a single lap. Musgrave finished 15th, our teammate there. And we didn't have many lap trucks at the end of the race. Looked like 25 finished on the lead lap. And total, we had 7 DNFs. Timothy Peters blew an engine late, I guess. He was in the top 10, tough break. Bill Lester was 3rd when he blew an engine, 31st place finish. Hans Good was actually leading when he blew a motor. Maybe he could have had a shot to make it upfield to the end, but he ends up... well, he would have been same exact strategy as Bobby Hamilton because he pitted at lap 24 all the way back on the first run. But 16 laps led for Hans Good today. He also had speed. Between him and Hamilton on who had the fastest vehicle, I think just whoever had the track position between those two were the fastest, and we were probably the 3rd quickest. Stewart, DNF, Irvin DNF, Claiborne, Vance, 7 engine failures, but no cautions. Nobody ran into those guys, which we tend to see at Watkins Glen too, but not today. Average race speed, 115.06 miles per hour. That's fast for a road course. 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 49 seconds total time on tonight's race. So one of the longer Truck Series races of the season has come and gone. We will check the point standings to see who will be the points leader going in to the next race. Tigers up 6-1. I see they're slowly turning their season back around. IRP, Power Stroke Diesel 200. Next race is actually at IRP for both the Truck and the Busch Series. So that's interesting that came up same time. Race 12 for the Trucks. I think we're on race 7 or 8 for maybe a little. Actually, race 8 for the Busch Series, which will be coming up on Friday. We'll run a Busch doubleheader at IRP in California Friday night. Throwback Thursday tomorrow night on the channel. Be sure to vote for which race that we will watch. I will end the poll sometime early tomorrow afternoon, and we'll know exactly what race we'll end up watching. So there's that. Don't forget to do it. We gave 30 points on Ron Hornaday. Cut it from 56 to 26. Solid points today. Hornaday, solid top 5. Keeps him in the points lead with 9 races to go. 26 points. Bobby Hamilton, though, he's chipping away, too. He was 206 back 2 races ago. He finishes 1st and 2nd back-to-back races. Led the most laps in this race today. And he goes from 153 back to 128 back today. So, unfortunately, Hans Good blew an engine. And Bill Lester blew an engine as well. He wasn't that far behind Hans Good. I didn't think Lester had the speed this year compared to those other 4 who were the hotter drivers in the middle portion of the season so far, that I didn't think Lester could keep up. But Hans Good was showing, I mean, again today, why he was competing for the championship. But I think it's from a 4-horse race down to a 3-horse race as of right now with the engine failure to Good. But that's that. Our teammate is well outside top 10 in points. 19th for Ted Musgrave, 681 back. He's like 200 points out of 10th. That's going to be tough. That's over a race. Or the points, he only score 190 in a full race and outscore somebody by 163, I believe. Could be wrong on that. Is it 156? It might be one. No, actually, it's way less than that in the Truck Series because there's only 36 trucks. Yeah, there's only 36 trucks instead of 43. So, yeah, that's gonna finish it up. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. A little bit of a fuel mileage race it looked like there for Bobby Hamilton alone, but everybody else pretty much easy 3-stopper. Thanks for tuning in. We got the win. Clean race, caution-free. 3rd caution-free truck race of the season. We still have 2 50% races left that could go caution-free. 1 50% race did already, and 2 100% races in these first 11 races. But thank you. See you guys tomorrow night.